Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it so very much. Today I have my brush collection. This is going to be part one, and it's going to be my eye brushes, and they're all in this Walmart beauty box because I was trying to figure out what to do with them. All but one, which is the one that I used today for my eyes. I didn't want to put a used brush in there, a dirty one, because these are all clean. Some of them are a little damp still, so they're going to be going into mugs, but I will show you what the one that I used because I have multiples of it. It is the Wet n Wild. This is the large crease brush, and this is probably one of my favorite brushes of all time. I really love this one. I feel like it does a really good job, and I've bought multiples of it. I'm pretty sure that's not the only one. I'm gonna like dig through here and kind of organize them a little bit because right now they're just all like that, and then I'll talk more about them. All right, so I'm going to try to go through them by brand. I think that might make it a little easier. So I do have two of these large crease brushes, large shader brushes. Like I said, I have a third one at home that's in my dirty jar. This one has become stained because I used the Natasha Denona Tropical palette with it, and it stained it pretty darn good, unfortunately. The other two I have from Wet n Wild are from their big collection that they did at the holidays. So this one, wish they would say what they are, but it's like a fluffy brush and then a small shader brush. So those are my Wet n Wild. And then Luxie, I have a lot of Luxie brushes. So these ones actually do have names on them. These first two are a mini angled and a mini tapered. So angled and tapered. They have the whites. Then I have one of these weird ones that's brown, like a gray, and I don't know where I got this one from. It's a small tapered blending. Then I have these gold ones that I think were in BoxyCharm. So I have four of them, and they're pretty small. So there's a mini round, a mini angled, a mini flat angled, so it's like a kabuki brush almost, and then a mini tapered. These ones I have not quite mastered the use of so far. My favorite are like this, the medium angled shader. So this is, and these are the type of brushes I use the most. This one I really like as well. This is a blending, but it's flat. It's not a circular one like some of the other ones. This one seems to be kind of falling apart. It's a tapered blending. I think I have another of this. Oh, this is a small tapered blending. They look about the same size though. That's really funny. Yeah. Then I have this one. This is a medium angled shader. Like I said, I use these ones a lot. I have two of that one. This is an eye shading. It's a lot smaller, but it's kind of a nice one. I use it once in a while. This one is precision blending, and I haven't figured this one out quite yet. I'm not a big fan about that one. And then I have one of them that's a travel brush, which is a 213T, which is like a shader brush. So that's that, and then I'll grab some more. All right, I missed two of my Luxies, so here they are. This is another one of the gray ones. This is a precision shader. I do really like this one. I don't know how I missed it. This is one that I reach for quite a bit. And then this one is more of one of my looking brushes as opposed to an actual using brush. It's from the Harley Quinn collection that they did. It's Good Night, and it's I don't even know, it's a 110, whatever that is. But it's really kind of like blunt and big, so I don't use it very often. Next, I'm going to talk about my SL Miss Glam brushes. I have a few that are eye brushes, and some of these I love, and some of them I'm not as big of a fan of. This first one is with, she did with Madison Miller. This is a precision blending. These are nice. Like, I don't hate on the precision blending. Most of these are blenders. This is a Blend Beauty, and it's just in the purple. And these do say Ipsy, so some of them I got from Ipsy. This is an SB68. I don't know what this one is, but I like this one a lot. I reach for this one quite a bit. It does have one stray hair. I don't know if you can kind of see it right there. I need to trim that off, but I really do like this brush. I use that one quite a bit. This one, I probably gonna put this in my pretty brushes, but that I don't use, but they're too pretty to give away, is this little guy, and it's a short shader, and it's so tiny. I don't find myself reaching for it. It's not really something that I find easy to use, so I don't reach for it. This one is really pretty. I love the handle on this one. It's kind of like the Sultry palette from ABH. That's the same type of glitter feel to it. It's almost circular, but not quite. It's a little bit flat, so I do like that one. And then this one, I wish they had names on all of them, but they don't. This is one that I reach for quite a bit. This is just like a flat shader. Those are my favorite type of brushes, in case you haven't realized that already. All right, next I'm going to talk about my IT cosmetic brushes, because I love my IT cosmetic brushes. These are some of my favorites, the ones that I reach for all the time, and that I bought quite a few of last year, because the ones that I had originally I just liked so much, I wanted more. So here they are. These are the two that I had already. This was one of the holiday sets they did. So this is a Dazzling Crease, and this is a Stunning Eyeshadow. This one I love. This is one of my favorite brushes. So I did try to duplicate that. I found it. This is a Heavenly Luxe shadow brush, very similar. And then this one is a shadow brush. This was their kind of the ombre brushes. I like that one. This is a crease brush. I do reach for this one. The handle is so weird. It's like rock formations almost. Then I have a little teeny shader eyeshadow one that is a travel size. I don't reach for the travel ones nearly as much, just because they're short and they're just a little harder for me to use, I find. Then we have an airbrush crease brush. These are just the very plain ones. This is an Ulta exclusive. So is this one. This is the airbrush shadow. So I really love my IT Cosmetics. Those are some that I reach for. Those are my Wet n Wild ones, are the ones that I probably reach for more than most of my other brushes. I also reach for these quite a bit. These are my Royal and Langnickel brushes. This one looks so weird. This is a crease brush, and it's so much bigger than most of my other brushes, but I really like this one. It works really well. So I don't know, the larger brushes sometimes are my favorites. This one did have like a plastic that went over it that made it all gold, but that came off fairly easily. And when it started peeling, I just peeled the rest of it all the way off. This came in a BoxyCharm, and I love this brush. This is one of my all-time favorites as well. I really like this one as well. This is a medium eye shader. So I reach for that one quite a bit. I don't reach for this one because it is a two-ended. This is one that I think might go on in my declutter. I will be filming a decluttered eyeshadow brushes, or just brushes in general, but that's one that I don't reach for nearly as much because of that. Then we have this one. This is a crease brush. I like this one. I do like the fluffy brushes. This one I don't like nearly as much. This is a Precision Angle. That's another one that might be on the chopping block. As long with this is a triad eye, and it's like a triangle. I've not figured out what to do with this. I don't know. I think I did try with it once, and I'm just like, what is that? So those were my Moda brushes. I have a whole bunch left. See, we still haven't even talked about any of these, so keep watching. All right, moving on. I have my Sonia Kashuk brushes. I only have a few of these, and I love these, and I have the matching container for them, so that's one thing I really like. These, I don't know if I like these. They're really rough. That's the one thing I've noticed about them. I do like I said, this is my favorite style of brush, the flat shader. This one is pretty good too, the big fluffy crease. The smaller crease is not my favorite, but I am going to keep all of these because they match my container that I keep my brushes in, so why wouldn't I? Next up, we're going to talk about Smashbox, and I bought all of these at the Macy's sale. They had them 50% off one day, so I bought 4 of them. These are a little darker, so it's harder to see. This is the All Over Shadow. Really like this one. That one I've reached for quite a bit. As this one, this is the Angled Shadow, which is basically the same. Not as much. This is a contour shadow. I haven't reached for this one quite as much. It's a little smaller. I do like it. This is the weirdest one though. This is the Shadow Intensifier. And if you can see, it's like, it's angled. It's like a flat shader. It looks like a flat shader, but it's also angled. So that one I'm still working on and trying to figure out how to use it really well. But yeah. All right, next up are Echo Tools or Eco Tools. And this includes my oldest eyeshadow brush. This is their collection with Alicia Silverstone, who I love. I'm a huge Clueless fan. So when she came out with these brushes, I bought them, even though I never like used a lot of makeup when I got these. But this has held up, and I use this one all the time. This is one that I reach for all the time. So it's lasted a really long time. And then I picked up some other ones that I just don't like quite as well. They're okay. They're not as good as that one. So we have a defined crease. It's okay. This one is better. This is the round shadow. It's still pretty flat though. That one's better. Closer to the Alicia Silverstone, but not nearly as good. And neither is this one. This is the angled crease. They're just okay. A lot of these I keep around because I'm really terrible about washing my brushes. So I can have like 40 brushes that are all dirty sitting in, I have a flower pot that I put them in when they're dirty. So I can use a lot of brushes because I don't wash them as much as I should. This is a 35E by Farah, F-A-R-A-H. This is a new brand to me. I just got them recently, as well as the rest of the set that I have, and I don't think I've tried these out. I just washed them because I always wash my brushes because you never know who's touched them before. But when they're brand new, I will always wash them first. So we have a tapered blending. Then we have a mini tapered blending. We have a short shading, which this one looks promising, as does this one. This is a large shading. It's a little fluffy for my tastes. And then this is a Fly Wings. That one, I'm thinking that one might be passed along because it's not something I normally would reach for. One thing that I'm noticing as I'm looking through these is I thought I had more of some brands than I really do. Like I thought I had more Real Technique brushes, but I only have 5. So this is a base shader brush. I really like this one. I do really like the Real Techniques. That's why I'm surprised I only have the ones I do. This is 203. I'm not really sure what that is, but I like that one. I do reach for these quite a bit. This is the base eyeshadow brush. This one is a little large for me. This is the Deluxe Crease Brush. It's kind of the same thing as that Sonia Kashuk one. And then this one I really like. This is probably my favorite style that they did of the brushes. And this is a 305, which I don't know what that means. And then we're going to talk about my Tarte brushes. So I have several different collections because they make such beautiful brushes. And I do like them. So I have a lot of them. They don't have names on them, which really sucks. So this is a really big fluffy one, and it's the gold collection. I think you can still get that one. This one came with an eyeshadow palette, and I am not impressed. It's like really stiff and feels really cheap. Not impressed with that one. Then we have the mermaid one. I love the mermaid one. I reach for that one a lot. And then I have my fairy one. This one's really fun too. I wish it wasn't quite so angled. Like it's very sharp, so it's a little harder to use than some of my other Tarte ones. And then I have these two. One is like a short shader, and then one's more of a fluffy, narrow shader. So I like those ones as well. All right, so next up are my BH Cosmetic brushes. I did buy a set of them, and then I got a set in a box. I think my Ricky's Cult Crushes. And some of these are really nice. I like this one. This is the 119 angled shader, like that one. This one, 122, it's okay. It's one that might get decluttered, as is this one. This one is kind of weird. It doesn't even have a number on it, which just drives me nuts. But it's really sharp and pointy. If you know what to do with these, let me know, because I'm kind of lost on what to do with those. As with this is another one of those weird kabuki type angled eyeshadow brushes. And then this one, I really like this one because it's that same shape. I'm sure you're sensing a pattern of the things that I really like nowadays. And then I have 3 MAC brushes. I thought I had more, but maybe it was because I tried to order more and they kept selling out. So I have 2 from the Nutcracker collection that they did. This one, it's okay. I really like this one. I just wish it wasn't so short, but I really like that one. And this is another one of my absolute favorite brushes. This is the 239. I really like just the way it's formed. It's a really good brush. I like it. All right, we're getting down to the end. Most of these I don't have more than 2 of them. Some of them are only 1. Although looking at this, I know there's at least 1 brush that I am missing and I don't know where it is, which makes me sad. So these next are from Pure. This is the My Little Pony collection that they did. So I have a shadow, which is okay. I like this one. This is a crease one. And then I have like the concealer brush, which I always use concealer brushes on my eyes. So I have those. They're really nice brushes, but I think I like the base brushes better from Pure than the eyeshadow brushes. I have 2 from Juicy Couture. This is one of those weird ones, again, with the point. Not my favorite, but we'll keep it because it's pretty and I like the collection. And then this one, which I really like, I use that one quite a bit. 2 from Elizabeth Arden, both the same but different styles. Really like different colors, I guess. Like those a lot. 2 from Glamour Dolls. I've had this one. This is one of my earliest brushes. I got this in my first Ipsy bag. Love this one. Did pick up the Lisa Frank one. I really like this one as well. But that one's kind of too pretty to use. Like, I don't want to ruin it. I have 2 of these from the Vintage Cosmetic Company that I kept. I kept step 1 for the money, step 2 for the shadow. Like those 2. 2 from Fresh Minerals, which I got in a kit years ago. This little one is not that great. I like this one okay, but I don't reach for it as often as some of my other brushes. It kind of depends on where it is in the wash. This is a Vasante brush that's an eyeshadow. It's more of a packer. It's really dense. It's hard for me to use. I'm not a big fan of it. And then this is a contour eyeshadow from Vasante. Once again, not the biggest fan of that. From Lab, which is Just Blending In brush. It's a big fluffy brush, which is kind of nice. Sephora, this is the medium shadow. I like this one. These are expensive brushes though. I remember it being quite a bit of money. This one, I guess, is, I don't know what brand this is. It's like #INM heart. I got it in an Ipsy bag. It's okay. It's not terrible. This is the only one that I kept from the Almar collection. I wasn't a big fan of the other 2, but I like the big fluffy brush. This is an Elizabeth Mott tapered blending brush. I know I have another Elizabeth Mott brush somewhere that I really enjoyed too, so that's why I picked up that one. From ColourPop, this is the My Little Pony collection. This is their shader. It's okay. It's not my favorite. ABH, this came in one of my palettes. It's a double-ended shader. And then my last one in here is from Morphe, and this is the M433. It's the only Morphe brush that I have, but I really do like this one, except it like feathers out so terribly. It does not wash well. So that is my brush collection. That was a lot of brushes. I realized those are all my eyeshadow brushes. I'm wondering where some of them are because I feel like I should have more, which sounds terrible because this is a long video. But anyway, let me know what your favorite types of brushes are. If you have suggestions for how to use any of these, I know some of you are absolutely fantastic at eyeshadow and making things look really amazing, and I am not. Like right now, you can't even tell that I have multiple eyeshadow shades on. It just looks like I smeared pink on my eye, but that's not. There's more nuance, and it didn't come across. So if you have tips for me, leave them down below. Let me know. I hope you are all having a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.